All right, we're going to talk about the second game of tonight on ESPN. It's a great matchup. It's a great matchup.
And 2K.
We are looking at the Dallas Mavericks, defending champion Dallas Mavericks, against the newly indoctrinated Lob City Clippers, Los Angeles Clippers. Give me your thoughts on what's happening with these two teams in this early part of the year.
It's a lot going on with these two teams. First of all, I'd like to start off by CP3. Glad to see you in LA. I mean, what a major pickup, crucial trade to have CP3, Caron Butler, and Chauncey Billups added to the Clippers. You just now put your team in a prime race for the playoffs, and they're going to be scary. They're definitely going to be scary lineup. Tyson Chandler is a huge defensive stopper. Is a huge, great defensive player. In that, I think losing Tyson Chandler also helps the Dallas Mavericks lose their chances of becoming the dominant team that they were last season.
Well, they've got off to a slow start, as have a lot of older teams this year, because it was a lockout. They had really no training camp whatsoever. They're kind of training and practicing on the fly. So a lot of the older teams are taking a while to get into shape. But you look at the rate. I mean, the Mavs are 8-6 right now, and the Clippers are 7-3. I don't think many people are surprised at what Chris Paul brought to the table. And Lob City is just that. It's amazing and exciting basketball to watch here in Los Angeles, because we don't always get to see team basketball here in LA.
No.
Without mentioning any other teams.
Yeah, that's low blow. That's a low blow right there.
We don't get to see a lot of team ball.
But I will have to agree, there is no team ball in LA.
All right, 2K has just simulated the game between the Mavericks and the Clippers, and they have the Mavs coming out on top, 98-89. Now we're looking at the game totals here. What stands out to you most, Heath?
Well, first thing, Shaun, is I would not have predicted the Clippers to lose by that score of 98-89. Clearly, let's see why the 2K wanted to generate something that I thought for sure that I thought the Clippers. I'm a favorite of the Clippers. I'm a Clippers fan. But what stands out most tomorrow is Dallas bench. I mean, 52 points to 20 in the bench, 14-point differential in the paint. I really not see Dallas dominating like that.
The Clippers did out-rebounded the Mavericks. They got to line more, but they didn't shoot very well. Now we know that's part of their game that they got to work on. There's a lot of young guys. They don't seem to hit those big free throws.
Steals and blocks kind of close. The rebounds, not that much of a big difference. The turnovers are kind of even. It's a close game outside of clearly the extra pieces that the Dallas Mavericks have.
Let's take a look at what the Clippers put up this night. Blake had a big game.
That's a Blake different game.
24 points, 11 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Wow, this kid is going to be something else. I mean, just watching him game in and game out, he's just one of those players that he seems to understand and learn, and I think he's just going to become an unstoppable force.
He's definitely a smart young player, as you see 2K even simulated in the fact that he still is going to get his double-double. I mean, as you see, 24 and 11 is something that I'm seeing every night from him, even without playing the game. Chauncey, hey, I mean, Chris Paul's coming off a hammy. He's pretty sore.
Yeah, Chris Paul has injured his hamstring, and as we can see, he was 0 for 12.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a Chris Paul night. So I think we
Mo
know
Williams
now,
coming off an injury too, so that slowed him down.
Mo Williams, yeah, he's come off injury. Could be day to day. Again, this is a 2K simulation, so whether he does or does not play will factor in. But
DeAndre Jordan, where were you?
9 boards. He's a rebound. 9 boards, 3 blocks. That's what he does.
I mean, you got a big title to fill and shoes to fill, and having that last name. I'm gonna need you as a starting center. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to give me more than 6 and 9, 3 for 4. You got to feed the man a little bit more than that. If he's only missed a shot, you got to give him more touches.
Well, I think that's been something they've been working on, and even Blake Griffin seems to understand that he needs to get Jordan involved in the game. Because as you know, big men, if you're standing around a lot, you don't get those touches. You tend to take a possession off or two. All right, and we're back. We're going to wrap up this segment. We've had 2 pretty interesting matchups tonight.
Two very interesting matchups. Let's
give you guys a quick highlight. In the first game of the night, we had the Atlanta Hawks against the Portland Trailblazers, and the Trailblazers came out on top, 103-71.
103-70. 2K fans out there, 103-71. We call that a blowout.
Yeah. Marcus Aldridge played big, 23 points, 7 boards. And in the second game, it was a thrilling game. I think we expected a better result. And we don't like to use injuries as an excuse because if Chris Paul didn't play, hey, if he does play, because again, we can't predict the future, so we're doing this a day ahead. So if he does play tonight, and 2K has him having a really bad game, he was 0 for 12.
0 for 12.
And the Clippers lost to the Mavericks, 89-98.
89-98. And the only reason I think that, and you might agree with me on this, Shaun, I expected Dallas to win, don't get me wrong, but I want Clippers to win because they're such a highlight team. As you so-called call them, Lob City.
Lob City, baby.
Lob City. I mean, bringing Chris Paul to the Clippers with Blake Griffin, the lob beast. We've already seen throughout Chris Paul's career, his lobs are just extraordinary. He has them. That's like a shot.
I mean, it's beautiful.
If anyone can have a go-to shot, I think.
And he's not going to overdo it. He's not going to do it unless it's there.
Unless it's there. He's not going to do too much. I mean, he's one of the smallest players, and I would say the smartest player in the game right now. And he's pretty much getting it done. So I wish the Clippers well. I thought 2K actually would feel the same way.
In the matchup, I think they did. They gave Blake his due. In the simulation, even though in a losing game, Blake Griffin had 24 points in 11
Mr. Double-Double. I mean,
and that's pretty much what he's averaging on the year.
Mr. Double-Double.
I think his average is like 21 and 11. So that's pretty much accurate.
I wonder when he goes to the club and at the bars, does the bartender automatically give him a double? No matter what he drinks. Can I get a double Corona? Mr. Double-Double.
Everyone's got to have one, right?
Hey,
this is the year of the teams that have the least amount of changes and are young and deep are going to do the best. So you look at a team like Oklahoma City is the best record in the league right now. They're young, they're deep, and they didn't make any changes. They made a change last year at Perkins.
That's key. They didn't make any changes.
They didn't make any changes.
That's key. And for a short season and having not too much practice time, as the same with the NFL, you got to kind of factor that in. Yeah. Teams who have stayed together, especially through this time of the season, of the 2K12 season. I mean, if you had any additional pieces and a lack of practice time,
it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt definitely in the long run.
But we want to thank you all for tuning in. This is 2K to the NBA
Shaun,
again.
This is your boy HB Heath Brown. And don't forget to post your winnings and your stats when you play your own games.
Yeah, and we will. Again, we're going to have some goodies for you guys. So, if you guys follow along and you help us make this a success, we got some ideas of what we can do. All right?
But without you, we'll always continue playing. So, let's go.
All day. Actually, we're going to play right now. I think we have a draft to do.
Yeah.
See, you got the...
we stay on
Sticks ready, baby. Ready, all times.
We're even on the desk. We don't even...